Hey ho. I recently found the Madmapper style circular displacement in Touchdesigner, found out how to do it, and I've been looking for it for like really long time, and yeah, I guess somebody else would like to have this too. It's like super basic type of mapping effect, and you see I made this little component where you can kind of control how strong this effect is and how it behaves. And yeah, I will put this up for free download. And yeah, you can just watch along and I show you how to do it and how it works. Yeah, let's go. Um, the first thing that we need is a constant to um, set the resolution. And I always do it like this. Maybe let's go a little bit more up ahead. All right. We need a ramp because this is all about ramps. And it's important that this ramp is in 30-bit float mono, and then it can be set to the correct resolution. And we want to have a circular wave, but you can do whatever you want. But let's start with this to get the basic effect. And you click once into the middle to get a third point, and then onto the right one and put it all the way down to 0. And then we can open up the matrix down below and see that we need to set it more to wide. So we get exactly once. And we want to have it in the middle, so I can just click in it and put 0.5. So now this is perfect. And this is a triangle wave right now. And we want to have a cosine wave because it's more continuous looking. So we will set a math and a function top and put the cosine in the function. And then we will multiply it by 180 to get the correct values for the cosine. And also, so that we can see something, let's put in time dot seconds. All right. We gonna place a null, and then we will compute the derivative with the slope. So we need the derivative in x and y direction, which is done by this. Yeah, I think it should already be good. But let's place it to a 30-bit float RG and see inside with the normalized split. So you can already see it splits our mono ramp into U and V fields that behave really, really wave-like. What is actually helping is to blur it, because then you're gonna get rid of this sharp point in the middle and of some other discontinuities. And that's already like the basic technique. And we will displace this from a UV map. So we need a UV map. And if you don't have a component that already does this, you will need 2 ramps. So we start with 1 ramp and put in the resolution and set it to a 32-bit float mono and copy it. Then we will set it to vertical. So this is already like the U and V fields. The will then be added to a reorder. And set a second input to green. All right. And what we need is 32-bit float RGBA value and set the blue one to 0. So this will help with the feedback loop that we're going to do just in a couple of seconds. But first I will show you the displacement. So you need to connect our derivative of the sine wave to the displace, and should already be good to go. And then we can remap. We go to the second one of the remap, and you can already remap our video or whatever you want. So it's the banana. It's not really easy to see with the banana, so I'm gonna use the picture I used earlier from a gig, and you see it's already starting, and you could increase the intensity of the effect easily by cranking up the displace value or putting up like the strength or multiplying inside here. But I found one way that's actually quite nice, is to build a feedback loop in front of that, and it adds a really nice visual aesthetic, more complex behavior. So we need a feedback. You will need a level, and put the level down to 0.2, and add an over. So the displace will then be dragged into the feedback, and it seems to be working really nice. This is like a kind of smearing effect for this, and I think it looks really cool. And I think they have something like this. Madmapper probably too. This is already the entire technique. The rest is just to make it more easily usable, because you don't want to have this going on all the time. But like basically the displaced UV coordinate gets fed back into the feedback, and yeah, from the feedback it will be fed into the displace again. So you will get the displacement of the displacement, which is, I think, some type of acceleration type of behavior. So looks more interesting to me. And this one down below will feedback the origin, like the UV map. So it can actually control the intensity of the effect with that. If you put it on 1, it will be overed above the feedback loop, and then there will be no added effect from this feedback loop. So this is one of the controls that is interesting to map to some values that you control. And we can continue with like making like a trigger for it, which I have in a component. So you have just a one click, one movement type of behavior. So you will need a trigger, and the trigger will need to have like some attack length that you want, and no peak length, and basically no decay, no release, and no sustain. So it will only be like a trigger, just a ramp up. And then we can use lookup, because the lookup will look up from 0 to 1, and this will map the entire range from 0 to 1. We can use like a pattern, and for the pattern we're gonna use a triangle and put the number of cycles to 0.5, so we just have the positive peak, and then like an S-curve, and put this back to the lookup. So this will basically give you this type of motion in continuous time. Maybe put more to the attack length. So then I map this onto the face, and I put in like a level inside of here, and put this onto the opacity. So what this will do is basically just trigger this effect once, because you get one full cycle of the ramp, and it will also like fade it in and fade it back out, and this works quite nice. So this is it. This is the effect. I hope yeah, you make some nice stuff with this, and enjoy. Let's connect if you make something useful with it.